Deep Sports Talk broadcast is brought to you by Physical Therapy U. For more information, they can be reached at ptuclinic.com. Adria's Restaurant Banquet Facility of East Bridgewater. Their website is adriasrestaurant.net for all of your restaurant and banquet needs. Megan Chase of Kim West Real Estate. Her contact information is 774-240-7707 for all of your real estate needs.
Good morning, everybody. Let me turn down my mic. I am extremely hot. Again, good morning, everybody. I'm Dominic Damiano, joined by TJ Albin, AK soon-to-be ex-intern, and maybe he'll jump on board permanently. I'm still trying to twist his arm.
Yeah, you've been doing that for a while. Well, again, I've been here. I've been on and off.
Yeah, that's true. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
That was a great cut I gave you, wasn't it?
That was a very nice cut. I'll post it later.
There you go. Big shout out. What we're waiting for. We are waiting for people who don't know. We want to thank everybody in the greater Rockland area who are listening on our podcast on iTunes. Because of the pandemic and the COVID-19, we're not yet ready to have guests back in the studio. And with that being said, before we, we're waiting for Diane Newcomb and Caroline Ellie to call in. We're going to talk Rockland Girls basketball. I'm excited about it. I get some great stats. I want to thank Coach Newcomb for shooting over the stats and giving me everything I get to make me sound smarter today. I appreciate that. Happy early Father's Day to everybody. Want to make sure I get out there. I apologize for missing Mother's Day. Not missing it, but mentioning it, so I'm sorry, moms. We can't have athletes without you, even though the guys help.
That's true.
That's probably the cleanest way to say it, but
it's a team effort.
It's a team effort, absolutely. There you go, even better. So we're waiting for Coach Newcomb to call in, and Caroline, I hope I pronounced your last name right, Ellie, because I will apologize up and down. So we're waiting to cover them. Again, we're covering Rockland Girls basketball. What I could do, if you have a question for the girls calling in, anything to do with Rockland Girls basketball, please go to our Facebook page. You'll see the link. You'll see the schedule saying they're on today. If you can comment on that, I will repeat your question. We have a call coming in.
You got the big call.
The big call.
The big one.
Hi, you're first on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello.
Hey, is this Dominic?
This is.
Is Dominic?
Hi, how are you?
Coach Newcomb. Good, how are you?
Coach, how are you? Thank you. We were just bragging about you. I don't know if you caught any of that yet.
No, I didn't hear any of it.
We were just having a great season, how we're looking forward to you educating us, and I think we talked briefly on the phone about how the program works and stuff like that. And then we have Caroline Ellie. Did I say her last name right? Eli. See, I knew I was going to... I'll tell you, I may be an American, but I can butcher the English language pretty good.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we're waiting for Caroline to call in, and again, thank you for all the stats you gave us on the team. I'm trying to find... I got the other one. I just gave you... I got
the stats. I got part of it.
You get the other one? So you also have the pleasure of being joined, Coach, by TJ Albin. He's finishing up his internship. We have another call coming in. We'll grab that call as soon as it... All right. Hi, is this Caroline?
Yes.
Hey, how are you, young lady? Thank you for calling in.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to 4 Deep Sports Talk Show.
Welcome to 4 Deep Sports Talk
Show. I know, right? Caroline, have you ever heard of our show before?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's times of... I'm glad the coach remembered. All right. So anyway, let's get right into it. For those people who have lived under a rock this whole girls basketball season, the Rockland Bulldogs girls stats. Now we have the audio only today because we can't have anybody again in studio because of the COVID-19 situation. But we are going to replay this on Facebook. Coach bailed me out and gave me some great slides and some stats we're also going to post as well and get it ready for the local access TV towns that we cover here in southeastern Mass. So the girls finished overall 22-3, 11-2 in the South Shore League. Coach, were you guys in the Sullivan or the Tobin division in the South Shore?
We're in the Sullivan division, the larger division.
Yep. Let me see. Regular season 18-2, second seed in the South sectional, undefeated at home 12-0. So
Nice.
I know, right? So one thing I have to forewarn you girls is that we have a bad habit of jumping around, and it's mostly me because God knows you guys will say something and you don't know it, but you'll trigger my next question. I also want to give a big shout out before I get carried away to Chris McDaniel from the Patriot Ledger, who covered you guys on your run. He really did a good job.
Absolutely.
Did a really good job that I had a chance to read up on last night. Shout out to him and the Patriot Ledger. So why don't
They
we?
do a great job.
They really did. It was really really well done. So why don't we do this, Coach? Why don't you? Because people might not know you. Why don't you give us a little rundown of where you went to high school, where you played college, and how long you've been over there at doing, coaching the girls Rockland Bulldog team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually a Rockland graduate myself. I graduated from Rockland High School in 2000. We were state champs that year, and I went on and I played on an athletic scholarship at Merrimack College from 2000 to 2004, where we were ranked number 2 in the country and went to the Final Four for Division II.
Wow.
And then I went back to Rockland and I started doing some volunteering, and then longtime coach Madeline Lannon Cotton, who was my high school coach. She was there. She coached for 30 years. She retired and handed over the team to me, and I just completed my 8th year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, first off, congratulations on going through your 8th year at Rockland. Just
you.
like, what was your, I guess, going through college and stuff, what was your, I guess, your proudest accomplishment other than with the Final Four?
Just being able to reach my personal goals. Basketball was my thing, ever since I was little, and it's just something that I always wanted to keep in my life, and to be competitive with it and try to play at my highest potential and my highest level. And I was told a lot of times that I wouldn't be able to play Division II basketball because of my small stature, but I tried to make up with it, with shooting and quickness and defense. And, I was lucky enough to where Merrimack took a chance on me, and we had some awesome coaches over there that, between AU, high school, and college, I've had some of the best coaching that I could have ever had, and I probably wouldn't be where I am today without them. I take little bits and pieces, and, just being able to play at the Division II level was a huge personal goal for myself, and, it was great.
That's awesome. So here's the stats on Carolina
Yeah, go for
Eli. So she averaged basically 15 points a game. I don't care how you do the math. 14.92. You might as well call it.
14.92.
Yeah, you might as well call it 15 points per game. Averages 8 rebounds per game, 4.8 assists per game, 9 double doubles in 27 regular season games. Scored her 1,000 point against East Bridgewater. Oh, there you go, nice South Shore League. That must have felt good, Caroline, huh? Doing it in the league. Let me see. EB South League player, 2-time sophomore and senior South Shore League Player of the Year, 4-time All-Scholastic, 5-time three-year captain. So, Caroline, what do you try to push towards these girls to, you obviously put on the switch as soon as you grab a basketball, just by reading the stats. You put the switch on, you go right to work. What do you try to, tell the other teammates to get ready for a game? Because you obviously come prepared.
Yeah, well, I'm always nervous, before games. So, when we're in this locker room talking, I try to, calm their nerves and, make sure that they're mentally prepared for the game. But I just, the biggest thing for us, all season was just to go out there and have fun. And, I enjoyed every minute of playing, and I hope that they did too. And I hope that, I made it enjoyable for them, or, tried to, make them love basketball as much as I do.
That's awesome. So another stat here, and I was able to get, this is something that Chris McDaniels wrote. I want to make sure I get the number right. 1,262 points you ended up with, correct? Does that sound right? Am I missing a number? Am I too high, too low?
No, that's it.
That sounds right. See, not bad. See that? For people that are listening on the TuneIn app or can pick up the 1320 AM radio signal that have a question for Coach Newcomb or Caroline, you can just hit the. I'm going to make sure I get it open so I don't miss out on any comments there. You can see where we posted that they're going to be on. Just add a comment where it says they're going to be on today, which they are, and we'd be glad to read it out to them. Why we have them on the air. So guys, we're going to take just to let you know. I should have said this earlier, Coach. I should have mentioned this on the phone. So we take 3 breaks. We're coming up on our first break, and then we'll take one at the bottom half of the hour and quarter till the hour, just so you guys know.
Sounds good.
All right. So with that being said, this is one I wanted to brag about your run you went on as far as how the season went, and Coach was able to give me the stats, and we're going to make another nice stat sheet on this too. And I love the way you guys wrote the scores. You wrote the opponent, and you wrote we and they instead of us and them or something like that. I thought that was pretty unique. So with that being said, they started off the season on the 18th, beating Pembroke 56-50. Lost to Middleborough in a close game, 47-45. Beat Randolph 50-28. Beat Stoughton, a non-league game, actually a Hockomock team, 55-25. Went back into the Patriot League and beat Hingham 45-44. Duxbury 49-29. East Bridgewater 48-31. Second loss and final loss of the season was to Norwell, 49-38. And then they destroyed the rest of their schedule with a 65-28 win over Abington, 53-36 over Hull, Mashpee 58-42, Nauset 58-29. Took care of Carver 81-49, East Bridgewater 57-35, Pembroke 55-45, Hanover 49-26, Norwell 45, I think that's 45-42, Middleborough got back at them 50-40, Whitman Hanson 41-37, Plymouth South 68-24. So that is a great way for to end a regular season. That's congratulations, guys. That's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you. After we had that loss, we had 2 losses. We were 6-2, and we talked about we have 2 places to go. We can either go on our big run now and try to get top of Division III South, or we can take it middle of the pack run, and our chances won't be as good without some home games. So they put their heads down and got it done.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take our first break for people that right now the lines are full. Of course, we have the pleasure of having Caroline, Eli, and Coach Newcomb from the Rockland Girls basketball program. If I say it fast, it might sound like a second language, I think. So we're going to take our first break. We'll be back with more right after this.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Kim West Real Estate. We have been providing top quality real estate professionalism for the past 35 years. I specialize in helping first-time homebuyers and veterans to find their dream homes. Whether it be getting you the best price on your new dream home or getting top dollar for your current home, you will be glad I'm on your team. Please contact me for your real estate needs at 774-240-7707 or email at megan@kimwestrealestate.com.
And welcome back to 40 Sports Talk here on the new station 1320 AM WARA. We are here with Coach Diane Newcomb and Caroline Eli from Rockland. Girls, if it's okay with you, we usually do this at the end of the show. We wanted to kind of highlight the team with you guys. If you guys want to give a shout out to the team, who were a big part of this year's state title win. If you guys want to.
Yeah, your roster and stuff. We usually do it at the end. I thought it'd be pretty cool to make sure we don't forget about your coaching staff, coach, and then of course Caroline, your teammates, and you guys know it makes a team effort for this thing to work, and we thought we'd try to get that out right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go over the coaching staff, and then Caroline, you want to give a shout out to your teammates? Sound good?
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we have an awesome coaching staff. They're some of the hard workest people. We have people that I only have one paid assistant, and my other two volunteer all of their time to the program, to the girls, and they're always out scouting, doing anything that they're at practice every day. And they do a great job. So first is he's our JV coach, and my assistant coach, Chris Devine. This was just his second year. He played college basketball at Western New England. He's been a huge addition to the program. And then I have Madeline Lannon-Cotton, who, again, was my high school coach, coached at Rockland for 30 years. And she's been my assistant ever since I took over. And then Chris Beatrice. He was a former varsity coach over at Abington High. He's a teacher at East Bridgewater, and he has been volunteering for the past 6-7 years for me and does a great job.
Okay, so is that all? Is that the whole staff?
Yep.
All right, Caroline, we need you to bail us out and make sure we get those girls mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just want to shout them out because they were like the best team ever for my senior year. They made it so enjoyable, and I think they put in a lot of hard work, and definitely every single one of them had something to do with like how our run and how far we went. Especially to my two co-captains, Hannah Murphy and Hannah Wiley. I mean, we've been playing together since like 3rd, 4th grade, and I couldn't have done it without them.
That's not everybody though, right?
Nope. Give the whole rundown, Caroline.
All right, my sister Julia. She was just so amazing to play with. I'm so lucky that I got the opportunity to play with her for 2 years. And then we have our freshmen, Charlie, Sid, Maddie. They really stepped up. They worked so hard in practice. It couldn't have been easy. And then Maddie Murphy, Carol, Jordan. They always put in so much effort in during practice, and they're the best support system ever. And then we have our other seniors, Alyssa Patton, Taylor Anzavino, Marin. It was so great to do our senior year together, and it was just awesome.
Caroline, you mentioned your sister was on the team, right? You said, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you the oldest sister, or is you the youngest?
I'm the second, so I have an older sister and then 2 younger sisters.
Oh, that's awesome. Did your oldest sister play as well?
No, she was a volleyball player. She didn't play basketball.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Now let me ask you, who, I know sometimes it's always family that inspires. I know you just said your sister played volleyball. Who inspired you to kind of play basketball? Was it someone in your family, someone you watched?
I think it was just when I was in middle school and elementary school, watching the high school team play, because I used to just love going to their games and seeing how competitive and how great of a coach Miss Mitchell was, and how into the games everyone was, and I just always knew that I wanted to play basketball.
Good for you. Now, coach. Now you said you had a couple volunteers. Are those parents, or are those just people that are our old alumni? What would you say?
Yeah. Madeline Lannon-Cotton, she's been a teacher, and she was a former coach, so she volunteers. And then Chris Beatrice, he was a varsity coach, and he's had 4 kids come through Rockland. His youngest is now going to be a junior, so he stepped away from his position to be able to see his kids play sports throughout the high school.
Nice.
Oh, wow. So the girl you took over, right, she coached 30 years. I want to make sure I got her last name pronounced right. It's Cotton. How do you say that again?
Lannon,
yep.
Cotton.
Cotton.
Yep, Cotton.
I wrote too many letters again. So what, you already realized those are humongous shoes to probably fill in that program. What did you learn from her? What were the biggest things that you could say you learned as you moved on to take that position?
That I learned she was my coach for 5 years in high school, so I learned, obviously, she was from Rockland, and Rockland has a great tradition of people coming back and wanting their programs to carry on the tradition of Rockland Bulldogs. And I learned that as a player from her. And then, on the other side of it, when I came back and I got to learn under her the biggest thing is how she relates with the girls. And, you form this bond with them, and it's something that you're always going to have, and something that I always want to have with, all the kids that I coach. And it becomes a tradition to be able to have, we have so many alumni that come to every game that just want to come back, and you become a part of it. It's a whole family. It's not just, okay, this is our basketball team. It's our Rockland family. And, I'm hoping that I'm doing my part in keeping that tradition alive. And, usually if you come to our games, you can always see former boys players, former girls players. We have, our old superintendents, all these people that just come, and, some of our old maintenance janitor staff. They're at every game, for us, home or away, and it's a great, great thing.
That is really cool.
To be a part of.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. All right, Caroline, you ready? Now we're going to start drilling you with questions. Are you sitting up? All right, so let's talk about work ethic. So you're obviously so passionate about the game. You're probably your worst critic every time you look in the mirror before a game. Coming into your senior season, what did you want to work on?
I just wanted to work on my left hand, like going strong both ways, and definitely my outside shooting. I think that's been a weakness for me all throughout high school and then throughout AAU season. So I really wanted to get stronger shooting.
Okay. So how long did you stay in the gym? Was it 10 hours or 12? Don't be shy. It's all right. Don't worry. Your mom's not going to get the light bill, I swear to God. It's a lot of time, isn't it? A lot of time, seriously?
Yeah. And in the off season too, that definitely helped a ton.
Yeah, how much do you think AAU, I'm thinking AAU, balanced you out? Do you think that was is that something you could recommend to these younger players to try to grab? I mean, some people can't afford it. It is tough, and, things being what they are. What do you suggest if someone can't, unfortunately, get themselves involved with an AAU program? What advice what advice could you give them? I'm already thinking of the second question. I'm sorry. What advice could you give them to stay, how important is to stay ready?
Well, just find a ball in a hoop and, get some friends to play, I guess. The best thing you can do is just play and keep shooting and keep practicing. People are always, want to play with you, so.
Now, what about the speed of the game at that varsity level?
That was definitely an adjustment, but, definitely AAU helped me get ready for that. So just playing in your town leagues too, also town travel leagues, all that stuff like that.
Now, Coach, do you guys try to do a feeder system, to help you out and your, the kids coming up into freshmen that could, better than anyone, that could possibly stay at that level and help you out at the varsity level? Do you guys have some type of system where you work with the younger kids in the middle school system?
Well, fortunately for me, I am the middle school gym teacher, so I get to know all these. So I get to really start to know them when I get them in fifth grade. So Caroline and this group of seniors I've had since fifth grade, and it's not only that, but we have a great travel program. So shout out to Rockland Youth Basketball. They do an awesome job. I don't get too involved in that because it's run very well, and I don't really need to be. The coaches that coach them, do a great job. Caroline has had her hand in the Rockland Youth Basketball, helping coach and do that. So it's in great hands, and, I get to see these kids starting in fifth grade, and, I'll go to some travel games here and there and get to see them, throughout class. And we have middle school, we have youth travel days at our high school games, and we always have the travel kids coming to our games. So it's a great feeder program that we have.
That's real important. Carolyn, you help out with the young girls too?
Yes, my younger sister is in eighth grade, or going to be in ninth grade, and so I've coached her travel team, or assistant coached her travel team for the past 2 years, and then I've also coached my own town team. So.
Oh, nice. So if you could, as a fan, not as a coach, with the youth groups, because it's always good for coach to get insight, what would you change, if anything, being the basketball player that you are, that you'd like to see them maybe install or try at the youth level?
I just would want more people to play. I think that most people are like nervous to play because they're afraid that they're not good enough, or they're afraid they're like everyone else is so much better than them. But like, everyone in the program is there to help you, and everyone wants you to get better. So I think that more people need to like have the confidence to play, because it's so great there.
Good. I'm glad you said that, because you probably just gave a bunch of young girls and a bunch of young boys enough confidence to try out for that youth
Absolutely.
program.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're good?
Yeah, sorry, I was just answering.
Oh, that's all right. Let's see what type of partner I am. He wants me to sign off on his internship, and he's looking at his phone.
Hey, I'm sorry. I got a text from my
I'm kidding. So finishing up, we'll talk about some of these. Coach, I'll mention some of the players, the stats you gave me, and then maybe you can elaborate on some more things that might not be written down here. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Let me see. First, you know what? This is obviously Caroline's sister, Julia, right?
Yep.
And she is in what grade?
She just finished her sophomore year.
Her sophomore year, and she's sticking. Caroline, I think you're in trouble. I think your senior record. She's gonna break your record.
Oh, I hope so.
She outscored her by 2 points this year.
Wow. All right, let's get into our seniors. I know we talked about the seniors, but Coach, if you could, from your perspective, could you elaborate on these seniors one last time, so we make sure we get the right kudos out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll start with our 3 senior captains. Well, we've already talked about Caroline, and we've gone over her stats. Our other 2 captains have also been 4-year varsity players. Hannah Wiley, she is 4-year player, 2-year captain. She's about 6'1". She was our leader in blocks and rebounds, and she has a great shooting stroke for when she wanted to use it. She also has great passing ability. She is 2-time player of the year for volleyball. She's going to Colby next year to play on the volleyball team there. Huge part. And not only, with Caroline and Hannah, what they do on the court, if I could just quickly mention what they do off the court.
Absolutely.
Their GPA, they're, complete student athletes. I have it in front of me from, the end of our season. They were Hannah Wiley had a 4.37 GPA, and Caroline had a 4.35, and they were number 11 and 12 in their class. So, they get it done, and they're leaders, both on the court and off the court, and I think that's something that should never go unnoticed. They've gotten numerous awards for their academic achievements also, so props to them for
good for them.
Not only, yeah, it's huge, and I think that they lead the way, showing that both things can be done. So good job with that. Next, our other captain is Hanny Murphy. She was also a 4-year player. She stepped into a starting role for us this year, a captain's role. She hit some huge shots for us, and she's just so tenacious, and she's little, and, she's going to take chances that sometimes you bite your nails, and then you're like, oh, thank God, and she just has this little spark to her that really, really made us go. And then who would have been our 4th starter was Marin Monette, but she tore her ACL in our second scrimmage against Dedham this year, so she never got to play in our games. That was what I thought was a huge loss for us. She was an all-scholastic starter for us. She's actually going to continue her career playing soccer and basketball at Plymouth State starting next year. But she did get to step in on senior night. We got her uniform on her, and she got to make a layup to get her 2 points for the year. And then for our other seniors, we have, I'm just looking down my list, Taylor Anzavino, who was a 4-year player in the league. She's the only one that started on the freshman team, played on the JV team, and for the past 2 years played on the varsity team. She gave so much emotion, and she was a great, steady player. I trusted her a lot in big games, offensively, defensively. She never really made mistakes, and she gave it gave it her all. And then we had Alyssa Patton, who played in 8th grade on the JV team, and then due to some injuries and stuff, hadn't played, and she came back this year, her senior year. And, I think she was a great teammate. She didn't obviously get as many minutes as some of the others, but, her attitude was always positive, and I think that, she had a positive impact on this team overall.
Very cool. All right, with that, we're going to take our second break. Thank you, Coach. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and the audio podcast off our website, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting the 2019-20 Division III South Sectional champions, the girls, and the coach from Rockland Girls basketball. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Kim West Real Estate. We have been providing top quality real estate professionalism for the past 35 years. I specialize in helping first-time homebuyers and veterans to find their dream homes. Whether it be getting you the best price on your new dream home or getting top dollar for your current home, you will be glad I'm on your team. Please contact me for your real estate needs at 774-240-7707 or email at megan@kimwestrealestate.com.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We're highlighting the Division III South Sectional champions, the Lady Bulldogs from Rockland High School. Girls, did I lose you? I hope I didn't lose you.
We're here.
Awesome.
You didn't land the button down this time?
I didn't land the button this time.
No, so Coach and Carolyn, let me ask you guys. So you brought up Marion Monep. Correct me if I'm wrong on saying the name.
Marin,
thank you. So I know you guys lost her in the second scrimmage of the year. How big of an impact did that make for you guys at first when she first tore her ACL?
As within 5 seconds of her going down, I was in complete tears, and I don't remember anything that happened in that scrimmage from there on out. My heart just absolutely broke for her. She's just such a talented athlete, and it was her senior year. I just, all the effort and time that she's put into everything, and knowing that she was going to play at the next level, that's all that I could focus on. It, my focus wasn't, poor me for the coach. I just lost the all-scholastic starter. It was about, the girl and her time and, having to face an injury and, all of that. And then, once we found out that she was done for the year, it was okay, next man up. And I was nervous because I thought I had our whole season all set out for us. I knew our starters, and we had a great cast coming off the bench, and now, okay, our bench is going to be a little bit shorter, and I've got to put someone in the starting lineup. And, we were playing our next game in 4 days and had to get up, and we're starting out with Pembroke, who was the Division South, finalist, played at the Garden the next year. So whoever it was to be ready to go and face them in 4 days. So it was a lot. I think it was a lot on everyone emotionally. Losing a teammate. We had never lost a teammate or a player to a season-ending injury. So we were, I think, hopefully we became a stronger, tighter group because of that. And, everyone kind of rallied around Marin, and everyone kind of stepped up their game from there. And Sydney Blaney, who was a freshman, I threw her in the starting lineup.
Now, how did she do? She's a freshman. It might have been shocking for her to get the call to take over this all-star that you have on this team. What do you think went through her mind?
Sydney's a very, very smart kid, and she understands things at a different level. And I had seen that through the first 2 weeks, and I kind of needed to fill that position with someone that I could already tell she was understanding our playbook a little bit. And, our defenses, we do a lot of different calls in that, and she was kind of getting it. So I called her into the office, and I told her those were my thoughts going into practice that day, just so she wasn't, surprised. So we got to have a sit-down talk about it, and, me and her kept open communication, saying, if you feel lost or if anything happens, you have us coaches, you have your teammates with experience around you. And, she really stepped up. She did a lot of video work, and she would break things down herself and come in and say, Coach, what did I do wrong here? Or did I make this cut right? Or was that the right pass? And, I think she played like a freshman sometimes, I'm not going to lie. And if you're listening,
she's got those jitters. It's all right.
Yeah, and there was a couple games where we had different matchups where I took her out of the starting lineup, and I put in Maddie Murphy, and she stepped in, and Maddie started 3 games this year, and we won all 3 with her in the starting lineup. So
awesome.
And yeah, we had people that stepped up and played extra minutes when they needed to.
Nice. Caroline, how about for you? Let me hear about you. Let me hear from you a little bit. Like, how did it feel losing your other all-star captain?
I think it was really tough at first because we all we were in shock. We wanted her to come back, but we didn't want to accept that she was gone for the whole season. But then I think that throughout the season, her support for us really pulled us all together, because she was at every single practice. She came to every single game despite not being able to play and just having to watch us. So that was great. And then Sid just wants to be better, and she wants to learn. So I think that her stepping into the starting lineup, she would ask questions, and she would always just want to be better.
She would always put her input.
Great.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
What?
She would always put her kind of input on it, even though she's away from the game. She still wants to be a part of the game.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yep.
Let me ask you both this. Now, you guys went undefeated at home, 12-0, right? Was that going through your mind at all, or you just kept taking every game one game at a time?
It was always in my head, but I never once said it to the team. Before every home game, one thing we say is defend your home court, but I never talked to them about, once we finished the regular season and we were 10-0 at home, I knew that we would have a chance for 2 home games, so I never wanted to bring that up.
Now, Caroline, how about for you? Was that going through your mind at all? You just kept playing, just keep playing?
I didn't think of it at all. I mean, all of us just love playing on our home court. We love the home support we get, the home court advantage, and it's just such a great place to play. So it didn't really occur to me that we were undefeated on our home court.
Absolutely. What would you say? Obviously, it's your senior. It was your senior year. What would you say is a memory that you have of your high school career?
Definitely one of the best memories was beating Archie's for the South Finals this year. It was something we worked so hard for all 4 years, and finally getting to achieve that.
Nice.
See, that you worked on my other question. So is it fair to say, going in, Caroline, I want to turn this over to Coach, and more of a coaching question. So coming into this year, Archie's was your team. You personally wanted to see a little vendetta, I guess, against Caroline.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
Caroline.
go ahead.
Caroline, sorry.
Yep.
Was that?
I'm sorry, what?
I was asking you. You mentioned you ended. TJ just asked you a question about, about
Memory.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, and you mentioned Archbishop Williams. Is that a team you were looking forward to get a little redemption against coming into your senior year, or is there another team?
Yeah. I mean, they've kicked us out a lot, like in the past, and I think that this was the year that we were ready to beat them. And I mean, it's my senior year, and we were just well prepared, and we wanted to win so bad.
What was different though coming into that game against Archie's? Do you think? Besides, I mean, everyone's a lot more seasoned. The whole team's seasoned. Was there any particular thing that came to mind into that game?
I think that it was just like our mentality, and like we prepared so well like the whole week before. We went through their entire scout for multiple days, and like I just think that like our mentality going into it wasn't like, oh, they're Archies, like they've won it all like however many years. We went in there knowing that we could win, and we executed very well during the game, and we won. Would
it be fair to assess that might hurt you guys the last previous times playing them? The mindset might have been, oh my God, it's Archies again. Then you know, just like you said, this last time was like, it's just a basketball game. That's the way I'm feeding it. Would that be fair to say?
Yep.
Well, great. All right, Coach. Now, what about you coming into the season? Any particular team you were looking to see how your team was going to go against this year? Anybody particularly on the schedule or even in the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, I think our league is very tough, and knowing that, you know, we always battle with Norwell. So I knew that we had 2 tough games against them. And then I knew that Middleborough was going to be very, very tough this year. And, you know, we dropped our first 2 matches. Not matches, what am I talking about? First 2 games.
That's all right.
You know, down in Middleborough, we lost by 2. And, you know, then we lost at Norwell. I'm not going to blame it on Caroline, but she was very, very sick with the flu. So she still played, but obviously we weren't at, you know, at our full potential. But I think that those 2 losses we needed those, and they showed us that, you know, there was a lot more that we had to work on. And our non-league schedule was packed. We played Pembroke twice. You know, we played Hingham. We played Duxbury. We played Hanover twice. We played Whitman-Hanson. You know, we played Plymouth South. We pretty much played the whole Patriot League, and we beat every single one of them. So that was huge. You know, Duxbury was in there. For us to be able to go through that non-league schedule and play them, and to not lose to a Patriot League team was huge for us. And then Division 3 South, you know, that Division 3 South is always very, very tough. And the first seeds 1, 2, and 3 were all from the South Shore League. Norwell was number 1, we were number 2, and Middleborough was number 3. So, you know, and Archies was down in the middle because they obviously play a very tough non-league schedule. And, you know, you always circle Archies whenever you go into the tournament, and you always wonder if when your matchup with them will be. Is it going to be the first round, second round, you know, quarters, or the semis, or the finals like we got this year?
Now, which round were you guys hoping to play them in, if any? Were you good
finals.
With the finals? Or do you, Caroline, you feel the same way, or?
Yes.
All right. I was just curious, you know. Me, personally, I'd like to, you know, put the fire out right away and then, you know, hopefully, you know, get our groove and just continue on into the state tournament. But then again, that's just me. I make sure I put out my campfires. So continuing on with the remainder of their schedule, and we have about 50 minutes to go before we go into our last break. They beat Abington 55-32, Fontbonne in the second round 57-26, Dedham 67-43, and Archies 53-37 before they moved on to the state title. And that Archies one basically claimed them. They did claim them the South Sectional title in Division 2 girls basketball, Division 3 basketball, excuse me. All right, so we're going to take our last break. We can hold on to you guys for the rest of this hour.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys had, you know, cookouts to go to. I forgot to ask Coach that.
Oh, that's okay. I dedicated this hour to you guys today.
Thank
nice
you.
to talk about basketball again.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, we are going to take our last break. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online. Today you can only listen to the podcast, the audio podcast on our Facebook, on our website, all one word again, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting the Division 3 South Sectional Girls Basketball Champions, the Lady Bulldog from Rockland High School. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Kim West Real Estate. We have been providing top quality real estate professionalism for the past 35 years. I specialize in helping first-time homebuyers and veterans to find their dream homes. Whether it be getting you the best price on your new dream home or getting top dollar for your current home, you will be glad I'm on your team. Please contact me for your real estate needs at 774-240-7707 or email at megan@kimwestrealestate.com.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is a perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and on our website, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Just go to our listen live and you got to go to tune-ins, and that tune-ins thing will be able to hear Coach Newcomb and
It's in the tune-ins thing. It's in the App
thing.
Store.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Girls, are you still there? We didn't lose you, right?
I'm here. No.
Caroline, you still there?
Yep,
I didn't put you to sleep, right? You still awake?
of course not.
Thank God. But first of all, before we get some other questions you just want to elaborate on, get your insight on. But first of all, I want to personally thank you guys for doing this. We tried to reach out to as many teams as we can in the South, and we want to thank you personally for taking your Saturday, to talk to us about, girls basketball over at Rockland High School.
Well, thank you for recognizing us in the program and all the hard work for the girls. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great for them. Great for the program.
Well, and see, now you guys can brag and say, "Hey, I was on that great program with the 2 heavy-set fat guys on the radio."
Whoa, it's not that. It's fluff. It's fluff.
It's fluff. It's
It's
fluff.
fluff. It's
Okay.
fluffy, right? What do you mean?
All right. So as we jump around here, Caroline. So as far as colleges, where are you going to play again, or did you?
I'm going to play at Roger Williams.
All right. Why?
Good for you.
Why Roger Williams?
I just thought that it was the best fit for me, both like academically and athletically, and
Good.
I just felt really comfortable with the team and the campus and stuff like that.
Good. That's cool. No, I was curious. How many other offers did you get?
I probably had it narrowed down to like 5 at the very end.
Now, who were the other 5, if you don't mind me asking?
Wheaton, Wesleyan, Conn, and Vassar.
Nice. So you visited all the campuses, talked to the coaches, talked to some of the players on the team. Well, that's cool. That's really cool. That is so awesome. You know how many people ask me to play? Nobody.
They told you to get off the court.
They told you to get off the court,
They're
right?
like, we want you here.
Fill
but
the water
not
bottles,
here.
pal. Fill up those water bottles. So, Coach, now that you lost, let's go over your roster one more time. Unfortunately, losing Caroline, and you lost Marion the senior. How many? Again, let's recap. How many seniors did we lose, and who are you hoping to step up and fill in those shoes for next year?
Well, we lost 6 seniors altogether.
Yep.
So that was a big chunk, big half of our team. But we do have some experience coming back, which will be nice. We didn't actually carry. There were no juniors in our whole program this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So the rest of, our roster was made up of freshmen and sophomores. And, we have a great returning crew. Obviously, we had a freshman and sophomore in the starting lineup, starting with Julia Eli and Sydney Blaney, who were, gave us great production this year. And then we have coming back, we have Maddie Murphy, who has been a 2-year player for us. Charlie Kelleher, who was a freshman shooter for us this year, who got some really good minutes. With Jordan Steck was another sophomore 2-year player. Maddie Hermano was a freshman this year. I think her potential is, through the roof. Carol Lage is another 2-year sophomore for us. And then that's who we carried this year, and we had brought up two freshmen from the JV team for the tournament, and Emma Cameron and Sam Woodward. And then, of course, we have, the little Eli, Maggie Eli, who will be a freshman this year, who will go through her tryout, and, hopefully we would like to see her in, a varsity uniform next year.
Awesome. All right, Carolyn, this might be my last question because we only got 3 minutes left. What advice can you give these girls that need to fill these spots to help out Coach Newcomb next year to get them ready? If you could give them any type of advice.
I would just tell them to enjoy it because it really does go by so fast. And I wish that high school basketball was one of the best parts of high school. And I think that people, if they put in the work, they can have a great season. And yeah.
Okay, no, that's cool. Trust me, there's no wrong answer. Whatever comes out of your mouth is the right answer because, we're asking the questions. And, again, we appreciate your time. So, Coach, what are you worried about? I mean, the other coaches will look at you and dissect your film like you'll dissect their film. What are you most worried about right now? Is it the speed of our team, our accuracy? Is there any certain thing you're worried about even before we can get on the practice field as you think about this roster for this year coming up?
No, I'm just hoping that, we get our full time to play and that, just with everything that's going on in the world right now, that people are still getting outside and they're still working out and they're getting shots up and, doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then, our team will have a new identity next year, and that's perfectly fine. That's what's supposed to happen. Will we be 22-3 next year? I hope so, but I'm not sure. And, it's not necessarily going to be our wins and losses, but how we come together as a team, and I think we have a great group coming back. So people might underestimate us a little bit, and I think we'll be able to pull out a lot of surprises. And I want to be a run and gun team, and we like to run and score and play defense and make teams scared of the defense that we play. And that doesn't matter if you know how to shoot a ball or not. You can put in the work on that end.
Now, Coach, in your time, one last question before we go. Where, with your 8 years of coaching with Rockland, where would you say this team ranks up in your teams that you've had?
Well, they are the best team that we've had, record-wise, statistically, and everything. We've had some great teams. Kara Rose and Caroline Kilduff, their senior year, we got knocked out by Archie, but that was a very, very, very tough team that went undefeated in the league, and we were very high ranking. But this team, there was something that I knew that clicked going into tournament time, the second half of the year, and going into the tournament, that they weren't going to let anyone beat them.
Awesome. Well, again, guys, thank you, Coach. It was so good talking with you. I'm so glad we got this interview in to promote your program, and please keep in touch with anything going on in Rockland High School. We'd be more than happy to try to set some up with any other sporting, any other team. And if you guys, if you go on that great run, please reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for taking the time out to have us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, take care. Good luck in school, kid.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one.
All right, so that'll wrap it up for 4 Deep Sports Talk. For TJ Albin, I'm Dominic Damiano. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk broadcast is brought to you by Physical Therapy U. For more information, they can be reached at ptuclinic.com. Andrea's Restaurant Banquet Facility of East Bridgewater. Their website is adriasrestaurant.net for all of your restaurant and banquet needs. Megan Chase of Kim West Real Estate. Her contact information is 774-240-7707 for all of your real estate needs.
This has been a presentation of 4 Deep Sports Talk, where high school and youth athletics come first.